Hello, gentlemen. Welcome back. 2010 Chevrolet Equinox 2.4 liter, presumably a 6T45 transmission, because that's what's wrong with it. Now, I was not asked to do the diagnostics on this, and we're going to start off a little bit different today. I've got something that I really want to tell you guys and girls that are listening, that are watching my channel, make you aware of something that I don't know if you are aware or not. So we're going to get right into it. This guy right here contacted me about this job. They didn't want a diagnostic. He said transmission is out. He's got the transmission. So, okay. Step one. That's a wrong thing to do. Don't never buy a transmission, then take it to a shop and have it put in. Don't do that. Do we care? No, we don't. I don't care where the transmission comes from. But, however, I'm going to give you a list of reasons why you should never do that. So, starting off with the most obvious, us in the industry, we have good connections for reliable places to source this stuff from. That'll be number one. And by the way, this one come from eBay. So, I'll leave it at that. What do you want? Outside? Bella, you gotta go outside? Come on, Bella. Wanna go outside? Go with the Dixie. Go with the Dixie. Go. Let them outside real quick. Sorry about that. Anyway, what was I saying? So we have good sources, reliable sources for something like that. Two, I am fully aware that some shops don't like you bringing the parts. There is a whole host of reasons for that. I'm not going to go through that. It doesn't matter. And like I said, to me, I don't care. But here's what I'm saying. You have to, as a customer, you have to make a shop, a repair shop, transparent with you. You have to ask questions. You ask questions like, oh, what am I getting? Are you upcharging? You know, ask the questions. If you want to know the answer, the best way to do that is ask the question. If you don't ask the question, they're not going to volunteer anything. I promise you that. You know, make them be transparent. Ask them questions. If they get mad about it, well, they don't want your business. It's really that simple. One big thing is ask about a price, what comes with it for that price. So in our case, the biggest disadvantage that this guy here, this gentleman here is going to have is there is no warranty on that transmission whatsoever, with the exception of the part where, what am I trying to say? With the exception of the exchange of the part itself. I'm sure this thing carries some sort of a working guarantee. Well, the problem with that is this vehicle is in my shop. I'm doing the labor. So, in a nutshell, I don't work for free. You know, I help anybody out, but I do not work for free. I'm not getting ahead in the game if I work for free. And therein lies the problem. There is no seller that will sell to an individual. And I shouldn't say there's no seller. Presumably, there is no such a thing as a seller that will give an individual that is not a commercial shop a transmission with a labor warranty. Odds are not happening. Well, guess what? My sources, I do. I offer up to 1 year of a paid labor. Well, let me explain that part too. Some good, some not so good. It depends on where you're buying from and how much they pay. But would he have gotten the transmission from me, he would have paid the same price for the transmission as he could have bought it for from that same place, with the one exception, I can offer him a 6-month or a 1-year warranty on the labor. I'm not going to tell you the price. They pay pretty good compared to some other places, and needless to say, if I would buy the source of transmission from them, I would remove it, put it in, I would remove the old, put the new one in, that new one fails right off the bat, they pay me. Guys, they pay me, the place that we sourced it from, they pay me to take this thing back out. That's gone, over. This is not the case with this one here, because he bought the transmission. There's no labor warranty. If that transmission goes in, comes back out, he is going to pay me twice, or do it himself, one of the two. And it doesn't, in my experience, it does not make for a happy customer, period. Because after that happens, then people start, you know, now money is really tight, now they don't got no money, and then we are in the boat of, oh, you done something wrong, or then that's when normally, when we see the blaming game happening. And that, in turn, is one of the reasons why shops normally don't allow you bringing parts. So we do not have that stuff happen. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. Don't source your own parts. When you're buying your parts, when you're calling a shop, sorry about that, when you're calling a shop, ask the questions. I think that parts upcharges that shops are doing, I think that's ridiculous. The parts are priced ridiculous in the first place. Now, any commercial shop, most everywhere, is going to get some kind of mass discount. You know, they all do. And if that is not enough, then, you know, I'm personally, I don't see that. I honestly don't see it. I don't sell an upcharge unless I have to go source it. If I got to go get the part, you're going to pay me for it, because I'm not running, especially as expensive as gas and everything is. Oil, gas, tires, all that crap is so expensive. I'm not doing it for free. You know, nobody will do it for free. But this is where the conversation with your service writer comes in. Of course, obviously, I got no service writer, but anyway, you know, I am the service writer. So people call me, I am transparent with them. I'm transparent before I even get asked. And I've already explained to this guy, you're done, kind of cut your own throat. If there's something wrong with that transmission fails within a month or two. Yeah. Oops. You know, I don't know what to tell him. I would definitely hate to see that, because they got a baby on the way. That's, matter of fact, they're going to have it this next Thursday. So that's the reason the car is in here. The car's been sitting for a while. And that's the reason the car is here, because they have to have a better vehicle so they can haul the kids, especially the baby. So anyway, that's a lot of talking. So let's move on to, I'm going to put this as, I'm probably going to make a separate video out of just this, and explain why you should not source your own parts. You know, rather than doing that, get with the business owner, the auto shop owner, or the service writer, and ask questions. You know, ask them, hey, how much would it be? If they are so high on their parts, if they can't give you a quote, if they tell you, okay, this rotor is going to be $250, and you know they're getting the rotor from AutoZone, O'Reilly, Advance Auto, you know, CarQuest, wherever you might get it, okay? And you look it up, and that rotor is $170. You know, ask questions. You know, why in the world are you going to go to, you know, go on a road trip to go get them, or what? You know, 9 times out of 10, the parts stores will deliver to a commercial shop. You know, I get deliveries here, other than on the weekends, of course, goes without saying. They don't do that on the weekend, but during the week, 8 to 5. Or a little after sometimes, you know, they'll deliver. You know, not a problem. So there's no reason for me to upcharge on a part. So anyway, that's enough ranting. I just wanted to throw that out there for my customers. You know, there's a lot of them that do watch my channel. For other people out there in the world, you know, in the world, I said, well, in the United States, this is how it's done. So I don't know how the game is played anywhere else. Here, that's how we do it. So we'll leave it at that. Now, I'll make a straight transition.